Hey, welcome to another Purveyor of Light Photoshop quick tip. Actually, today we have a really fun one. We actually have a challenge. I was actually challenged to take two ordinary photographs and turn them into a dreamy bokeh combination. So I thought that would be an interesting little challenge. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do today. So I picked out two images here, just some ordinary pictures. Here's a nice portrait of my wife. And there's just another ordinary candid shot of three people. And the object is to take those two shots and turn them into a dreamy bokeh combination. So the end result would be something like that. So let me show you how we can go ahead and do this. Okay, so the first thing is we take the second picture here and we're going to move that into the other picture and then drop it in. And now we're going to turn around and just do a tree transform, but just Command T. And I'm going to just stretch the boundaries of the pictures. Now don't worry about the distortions or the ratio. Just go ahead and make sure it covers the entire photo and hit enter. Okay, so that looks real good. All right, so the next thing is we have to turn around and take this photo and make it the bokeh beautiful background. And I thought about this long and hard, and I tried several different techniques, and this is the one I think is actually the easiest to do. So we're gonna, while we're on this layer, we're gonna go up to filter, and then we're gonna go to blur gallery and field blur. Okay, now the field blur has a lot of controls in it here. Okay, the main ones we're going to be dealing with is the field blur, the light bokeh, and the bokeh color and light range. Okay, the rest of these things you can just totally ignore. So the blur, that's the first thing we're going to start with. We're going to start sliding that over, and you can see we're blurring the photo, and I'm going to blur it quite a bit because I want it to turn into a bokeh or bokeh. So we'll go about, there's a nice blur. Okay, but we don't have any bokeh. So now we need to get some bokeh in this picture. And I'm going to go on the light bokeh and take it up until I get to, there we're getting some nice, we're getting some nice bokeh here. Okay, now we need to bring some color in, and I'm going to slide the slider over till I start getting the colors that I want. Okay, and there we are. And then the last thing we need to do is work with the light range. And we're going to drop these sliders here, the dark point all the way over, and this is what we're going to restrict the light range to. And you can see right now I am bringing it in right there, and now we have a really dreamy bokeh photo. Okay, and now all I do is hit OK, and we turn this ordinary photo into a bokehlicious background. And yes, bokehlicious is a word. So alright, so now that this is processed, we've got a nice, beautiful bokeh. Now remember, we did this right out of an ordinary run-of-the-mill snapshot. Okay, and now we're going to just change the blending mode from normal to lighten. Okay, and we're going to try screen and what we like better. Okay, and I'm going to go with lighten. Lighten looks about the best. Okay, and now I'm going to put a layer mask on this by coming down and hitting a layer mask. And now I'm just going to simply brush in black, okay, with a paintbrush, and make sure my flow is very, very low. Okay, I want this to be a very subtle approach. So I'm painting with black, ordinary paintbrush, but the flow is very low. And the first thing I want to do is I want to get these hot spots taken out. They're a little bit too hot, so I'm tapping just to tone it down a little bit. Then I'm going to just go ahead and start brushing in where I want the effect to be lessened and reveal my subject down below. Okay, and again, this is personal taste. Adjust your brush as you want. Okay, and there you go. Now we have a beautiful dreamy photo using nothing more than ordinary snapshots. I bet a lot of you didn't think that was possible. Now the things we can do here, again, we can keep working on this and refine it. But basically, the one last thing I can think maybe we could do is here, let's do a stamp and create a new layer. So in order to do that if you're using a Mac, it's Shift Command Option E, or if you're on a Windows PC, it would be Shift Control Alt E. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and create that stamp layer, and now we have a new layer above, and I'm just going to change the color blend mode to, let's see, I'm going to do soft light. See how I like that. I do like that. Okay, so that soft light actually improved the photo, and there you have it. We have created a simple dreamy photo using ordinary photos to get us this beautiful background. So again, remember, we started with this and we wound up with this. Isn't it pretty amazing? Now, hopefully the purpose of this whole tutorial is for you to experiment. There's so many ways to do things in Photoshop, and Photoshop is so powerful. You got to get in there and you got to have fun. So I thank the person who challenged me to take ordinary photos and turn them into a dreamy photo composite. Okay, that's it for today. So if you got any questions or any comments, please leave them down below.